everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be talking about Adam Foote and what should the Canucks do with Coach Adam Foote. Now, I wanted to have a Canucks conversation about this, not just me ranting like I normally do, but I wanted to bring in the most, the best person for this conversation. There's no one better than in the entire world than this person right now that I'm going to bring in. Because he's the most, he's an expert on Coach Foote and coaching in the NHL. The one, the only, Russell from Nothing is Perfect. Welcome, Russ. Welcome, Russ. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good, RevTrev. Thanks for having me on the show. It's awesome to be here.
It's like we've hung out before. You know what I mean? We just did video on your channel. Now you come in and we're collabing together. Thanks so much for being here. And thank you for bringing your expertise because this is going to be a fun conversation.
Oh, I like ranting about Foote. He gets a bee in my bonnet, so I got lots to say about him and his coaching style, or lack thereof, I think we should say.
Okay, so the big question we're answering tonight is, do we keep or fire Foote? What should the Canucks do with Coach Adam Foote? I want to give you the floor and say, and let's talk about it. You know, this isn't going to be a long video, but this is going to be worth it. So what do you think?
Man, I think when I've really been thinking about it lately, getting to the end of the season here for the Canucks, one big thing for me is Manny Malhotra. And that's part of the equation when it comes to Foote. If we can keep Manny Malhotra going into the next year, coaching in Abbotsford, I would accept Adam Foote back as head coach next year. But if it means losing Manny Malhotra to another NHL franchise, I don't want Foote to come back here. I don't want him back here. And I understand where if we want to tank for DuPont, he's the perfect man for the job. He's proved that. He is the tank commander. He is probably better at tanking than any other coach the Canucks have ever seen. However, if that means once again losing a piece of that Calder Cup champion team, we already lost Shelovs. I don't want to lose anyone else. So hopefully we can keep Manny Malhotra. So that would be kind of my first step of whether or not we get Foote back for the Canucks as the head coach.
Yeah, and there's one thing that I think Canuck fans are starting to warm up to is that if we, as last place, end up coming third, and there's the Verhoff or Reed conversation that we want to have, and the Canucks just don't want to go defenseman, I can see us picking Caleb Malhotra third just to keep Manny around and putting him as the coach, and then it's like, I think that's a decent option. Now, passing up on, Verhoff and Reed, that's another conversation, but I'm just saying I'm going to go with you on that one. I can see that. But in regards to Foote, should the Canucks bring him back if, like you're saying, like, what does it look like for us if we bring him back next year?
Well, I think it's one of those things where he's kind of proven he has a tough time giving minutes to the young guys. And we even saw that as recently as the game on Saturday night, where the Canucks are pushing to get a goal. And instead of keeping Karlsson on a line with Pettersson on that top line, suddenly Evander Kane is playing on that top line again, which is exactly what we don't want to see. The only reason Ratu's got any minutes lately is because the Canucks don't have any extra forwards. The moment another veteran shows up on this lineup, I have a big feeling that Adam Foote's going to put that guy right in there instead of these young guys. And then looking at Lekkerimäki coming back as well next year, that's going to be another guy who's going to need some minutes. So do you agree with me? You think Adam Foote would probably have a hard time getting away from his veteran fetish and getting these young guys into the lineup?
I agree with you. I just think that Alvin and Rutherford are going to have those conversations. This is what it's going to look like. This is what we need from you. We need you to put these young guys in. We're rebuilding now. But it is weird. Like, Coach Foote has been doing some really strange things. You and I agree that it should be Höglander and Pettersson together. They look great. We also agree that Karlsson should be on the other side. Mm-hmm. And why doesn't he do that? I don't understand. Instead, he puts in Kane or he goes in. I mean, DeBrusk is fine. I don't mind that. But even if it was Höglander, Pettersson, and DeBrusk, I'm okay with that. I like it. Why don't you just put the Swedish line, the Swedish chefs, cook it up? You got Höglander, Pettersson, and Karlsson, and let them just see what they can do. Create some chemistry. You know that Höglander's going to be working hard, but I think you do that into next season and see what happens. I just don't understand why he hasn't tried to do that yet.
Well, I think the crazy thing is that the one time we saw most recently that Höglander, Carlson, Pettersson line was when Adam Foote was trying to punish Petey. That's the game he benched him in the third period. And he started off by demoting him to the fourth line to play with Höglander and Carlson. And I was like, finally, even if it's not him trying to win the game, he's trying to show Pettersson that he's not working hard enough by putting him on the wings or in a line with the wingers that he should have put him on for the entire season. So it seems like Adam Foote, when he's trying to win games, is doing the opposite of what he should be doing. So maybe he needs to start doing the opposite of what it instincts would say. And then he might be able to start winning some games next year and developing these young guys, because that's what this is all about. We're in a rebuild. We need to develop these guys. And if you have Höglander coming in and out of the lineup, sitting in the press box and not getting any minutes, then you're not going to be developing these guys. Podkolzin is doing really well in Edmonton right now. Could you see a situation where Höglander ends up being the exact same thing as Podkolzin, where a couple years down the road, where someone like, oh man, why did we trade that guy?
Well, and it also happened with Tocchet. It's like he didn't like Kuzmenko. And it's like, are you like the one guy who plays great with Pettersson, and we move it. So I understand that coaches kind of have their favorites, people they trust. But like, why did they bring on Foote in the first place? Like, there's nothing that he's doing that I'm like, this is what it's going to look like. His WHL record with the Kelowna Rockets was not good. I don't understand the logic. I guess it's just trying to keep Quinn Hughes. At that time, it was like, what else was the reasoning? What do you think, Russ?
Man, I think that's probably what it ended up being. And you saw some of the signings too. Extending Demko, re-signing Brock Besser, extending Garland. These are all guys that were close or supposedly close with Quinn Hughes while he was here. So the cherry on top was signing Foote as his head coach, because Quinn Hughes was on record as saying, man, Adam Foote is the best coach that I've ever had. But RevTrev, I wanted to ask you, do you find it strange just looking at the way the season has gone? Because last year, Adam Foote, as the defensive coach, was coaching a system that was clearly a zone defense. Now, suddenly, as the head coach, he went in and changed a very successful system to the man-on-man, which has not been working very well for the Canucks. Do you find that strange that he went away from the success that he had last year once he had control of this team?
Yeah, it does. Like, what was going on in that coaching room? And the other thing is, Foote, where's the foot speed of this team to do a man-on-man? It's like, are we watching the same team? Like, I'm not claiming to be an NHL caliber coach. I'm just a fan who has a microphone and a camera and a ring light. Okay, that's all I am. Okay, got a couple things in the background, bought way too much merch. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The things that he doesn't make sense. Like playing Kane all this time didn't make sense. What? And then it's like, oh, we're gonna bench Pettersson. The guy apparently has, he's a little sensitive sometimes, which is fine. Different personalities. You're benching an $11.6 million. You think that's going to work? Come on, Adam. You've been in the league long enough. That's not going to work. I get that you bench some of these other guys, not EP40. That's not going to help. Has he played better? Nope. Played the same.
I think the other thing about Foote that lately has been getting on my nerves, besides the fact that he tends to say a lot in his post games, pre games, he can't stop saying PR for the Canucks need to get to Adam Foote and be like, listen, you're saying every 3 seconds. You need to stop doing that. Number one. Number two, it seems like he's been talking a lot about the good old days when he was playing with Forsberg, when he was playing with Sakic, when he's talking about himself playing as a player. But the thing is that just rubs me the wrong way. I'm a Canucks fan. I don't want to hear about how much fun you had playing for Colorado when they were thumping us all the time. And that just might be me as a fan getting upset about that situation. But it doesn't really help the situation to talk about when you were a player. We need to hear what you want to do as a coach, not as a player. Are you kind of seeing the same thing where it feels like he's living in the glory days of the Colorado Avalanche?
Yeah, and I went to those glory days. My very first playoff game ever was Vancouver Canucks home game versus Colorado Avalanche. We got swept. I think I was at game 3. Was it game 4? No, I think it was game 3. And they said it was a great series, and A for effort. These guys like, hey, those guys played tough. Okay, you still lost. So they were dominant. I don't know why he's talking about that. I don't know. I don't think at this stage he doesn't have answers to why they're so bad, and really the team isn't good enough anyways. But I don't think his coaching's helping, to be honest.
No, I think at the end of the day, I know I said that I would be okay or I would accept him coming back, but at the end of the day, I do not want Adam Foote back as coach. This team is used to playing, or they're used to paying for 2 head coaches anyways. Rick Hawkick's contract ends this year, so we might as well pay for 2 coaches next year, get Adam Foote out of here. Because honestly, if we look at this roster, this isn't going to be a great team next year. We're probably going to miss the playoffs again. So we don't need the extra effort to tank. So let's just get Manny in here and prevent Adam Foote from harming any of the development any further than he already has with a lot of the young guys who are already on this roster. I don't know. Do you agree with me on that one?
You know what? I agree with you, but I'm going to do the other side of this conversation. He's the ultimate tank commander.
Mm-hmm.
I want number 1 pick next year too. Like, I want DuPont in the building. And if that's what it takes, keep Foote. He's already on a contract. He's only making $1.5 million. They're already paying him. They're paying him no matter what. It's a guaranteed contract. So if we want to rebuild, just keep him. Keep him here. And I know that you and I will be frustrated watching this, but it might be the ultimate way for us to get a guy like DuPont. And he looks like the real deal, Russ. And he's from this area. He said that the 2 guys that inspire him are Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, and Zeev Buium. This is the kind of kid you want on the team. We can't get Bedard. We can't get Celebrini yet. Let's go get the other guy. Let's do this. I don't know. What do you think about that side of the story?
Oh, I just don't know if I can watch another year like this with Adam Foote at the reins. That just might drive me to the edge of insanity. I don't know if anyone's gone insane on YouTube before, but that might happen if Adam Foote comes back as head coach on one of my live streams.
Well, everyone, it's been great talking about this. Thank you, Russ, for being here. But guys, we want to know your comments. So post comments in here. What do you think? Should we keep or fire? Do you want to keep Coach Foote as the ultimate tank commander and try to get that first overall pick next year? Or do you want to be like Russ and want to just fire him and be ruthless and, get him to get $3 million for doing nothing for the next 2 years? Just post it in the comments. I appreciate you guys. And hey, you should also pat yourselves on the back for showing up for Canuck content when we're dead last. So also hit the like and subscribe for Russell's channel. Nothing is perfect. It's live streams and all kinds of great content. Thank you so much for being here, Russ. Any last words before we go?
I heard NASA's trying to send men to the moon again, so maybe it's time for Adam Foote to become an astronaut. And thank you very much, RevTrev, for having me on the show. And make sure you guys hit like and subscribe for RevTrev, as he is realistic, passionate, and honest here on Canucks YouTube. So thanks for having me, RevTrev.
You're welcome. Hope you guys have a good night. And I don't know, go Canucks go. Actually, you know how I end it now? I believe in blue, embrace the tank, and go Canucks go. That's a good way to end it, right?
Yeah, perfect. I nailed it.
All right. I'm going to hit the...